Bam, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. I had a warning this morning that things were about to get ugly. I could see it. I was telling my students I opened up a short for a hedge here because I could feel it. They tried to bring it up. Then they gave me my live signal, which was the pump above the 200 SMA. They short squeezed slightly and then ripped it right back down to the downside, playing games with these ideas here. But I'll tell you, once you lost the 200 SMA on the 8-hour time frame, that is no good. The 6-hour also tells us that it wants to take a dump to the downside. The target here is 54,000. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bearish news, but this is the facts at hand here. We're going to break it down and see what's going on. But look, I even see liquidity all the way to 59K and down to 55,000. And this is the areas that I've been talking about over and over again. And there you can see the whales loading up, getting ready to buy 1,000. 1,200 and tons of Bitcoin in this area. So you can see what's about to happen here. This is the channel you want to be at. This is the place you want to be. Don't waste your time flip-flopping around with these other peeps. We're here every single day. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I showed this as a descending triangle to my students. Said this is a head short to the downside for Bitcoin. Okay? And this is what I'm talking about. Look, we lose the 200 SMA on the 1-minute time frame. That is the time to open up a short beautifully to the downside. Look at that. It's simple. I teach you guys this every time. We got above it. There was a chance of some love, but no, to the downside. All right? You look at BTC USD, this chart that I had out here, and I'm drawing the descending triangle. Did it not save my work? Anyway, I'm going to show my students exactly what I saw happening here. And Bitcoin tumbles all the way to 61,154. And I could see it. I could see it. Let me talk about it right now here to the group here. If you're in my trading group at 9:09, I'm watching the 1-minute right shoulder here. Looks like it's going to make a right shoulder. I said I see a descending triangle on the 4-hour time frame. Short trade. Stop at 65.66. Target 51.664. You are now in the money on this short. If you jumped on into this short, you are in the money. All right? Make it very, very clear. You are in the money on that short. That thing is mooning to the downside. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. This was the short. I don't know why I didn't save my work. Usually it always does. Right. And you got your measured move to the downside. Just kind of show you what I saw happening and what, and I was on the 4-hour. Actually, that's not. No, it should show the work. There it is. No, it didn't. But I was looking at it like here. Hold on. This is a descending triangle that wants to break to the downside. It looks pretty bearish to me. Those are descending triangles. The 4-hour was curving to the downside. This kind of had shoulder, head, and shoulder. The divergence didn't get you back above any type of resistance. You never broke back above a 200 SMA. The 1-minute lost its 200 SMA. This looks like it may start to drop even more further to the downside. My target here is 54,000. This could be it right here. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, this guy is super bearish. I am not attempting to be bearish. I'm just attempting to show you exactly what I see happening every single day without faulting. You know what I mean? This to me is likely a bit of a drop here. Look, we're going to lose this low. There's a bit of resistance and support here. And I'm going to break down the bigger picture for you too for Bitcoin. But again, I use the 200 SMA as my guide. Whenever we get above it, open up a long. Whenever you get below it, open up a short. And look at this. All you had to do was these two things. Now, once we got above here, faked out for a quick long, you can open up a long here. But the second you go below here, you just get out of the long immediately. You use this as a back and forth. You can be bearish and bullish in 2-minute time frames. This is really hard for people to do. They can't do that. You know what I mean? That's the strategy of trading the 200. You have to actually kind of change the way your mind works. To trade the 200 SMA, you have to be different. You can't be like everybody else. You have to be against the way the masses think. It doesn't work that way. Okay? And look, just like the 4-hour made the descending, and look, that's an M pattern, you see? But look for descending M patterns. Look for a flat bottom with a moving to the bottom. Look, that's just like an ascending triangle that break. We trade that all the time. If you flip this upside down, you would have traded it with me bullish. So why didn't you trade it bearish? You see? And there it goes to the downside. I told my trading group, open up a hedge here. Again, I'm opening up, Bang. I open up a short hedge. If this dumps hard, trade is above, right? And I gave you exactly where we were in there. The time was to get in at that exact time. All right. And then bang, man. To the downside. There we go. Dumpage. Hard dumpage. And once we lose 61,000, bang, bang, bang to the downside for Bitcoin. And I'm sorry that we nailed it. I'm sorry that we nailed the short, but we did. Anybody in a hot short right now in the trading group making gains? Anyone take the short and made gains this morning? Let me know. I just want to know. I want the feedback from each and every one of you. If you're not up in gains on the short, then I didn't do my job. I lost my ma yesterday. Same scenario as yourself. Next time you're out to dinner, please do a shot for our ma's on me. They are in a better place. Much love to Lifer Crew. We appreciate you. Shout out to my man Bam Bam. Get ready, man. More and more people. It's so sad. I took my short. I'm winning 333. I saw the same thing. Sidelines waiting. Shorting all morning. Love it. Gains. Had to short Mara because I can't short Bitcoin. Right? As usual, gains. I'm not shorting. I'm scooping up the dips. 40x short on the Doge. I'm not in your group, but I'm in gains on the downs. I love it. Bam, bam, bam. I'm sorry. I know how it feels, man. Amen. We love you, brother. I'm so sorry you lost your mom. Lost 300 wasn't a smart move on my part. Video about, on my part, anyhow, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I bought October price. What a waste of my time. Shorting with the lifers. Lifer only spits the truth. Facts. Everyone else is speculating on you. We're going to show you what I see happening in the market. All right? I show you what I see happening in the market. Then we got this crazy squeeze on the 15-minute attempting to save the day. The 1 minute attempted to get above the 200 SMA, but it just wasn't strong enough. It was not strong enough, like beef stroganoff. That's what I think when I say strong enough. I think about beef stroganoff. You ever have beef stroganoff? I had it in a really one time in my life. It was kind of weird. I was in Ohio visiting my sister's boyfriend, and they were Ukrainian, I believe. I think they were Ukrainian. This is a long time ago, and they had some stroganoff. So a bit of divergence. That is going to take a look. Let's take a look here. So 61,450. What can you do? Well, Bitcoin's going to have to break back above its 200 SMA and get back above this point of control. 62,005 is now your resistance. That's it. You get it back above 62.5, then there's a chance we could survive here. But that's it to me. You stay below 62.5, you bearishly retest this point of control. You go further to the downside. Why am I so bearish? Why is this Bitcoin guy that always talks about Bitcoin, tells us that there's going to print money to zero? Why is he so bearish? Well, I'll tell you what right now, it's interesting. The miners are going to start getting way less money than they've ever gotten. And they need to sell Bitcoin, in my humble opinion, and they may start to sell Bitcoin now. They need to sell some. So to me, I believe there's minor capitulation, and it's something that nobody is talking about. And I don't know why nobody's talking about it. You know what I mean? It's almost like the big boys don't want you to know what's happening, so they're not going to tell you. If they see a flaw and they think something's not, and I'm not saying this is the end of the Bitcoin network. I'm not getting bearish on you right now. I just want to show you something. Like, look at Mara getting hammered to the downside. Why are they selling off? Mara is getting sold off. Look at it. It's just like kind of a shoulder, head, and shoulder. There's a shoulder, head, and shoulder. Multiple resistances. You would think over time that the miner would win, but they do capitulate. Look, capitulation here in 2019 into the bear market. But then beautiful move here, 2023 to the upside. Came back down. We had the secondary move. This is basically Bitcoin's, this kind of did its own thing really comparatively. But then we got the big move. And then this guy kept getting sold off while Bitcoin was soaring. See, Bitcoin just went up like this. This did not. I believe this was going to be a hedge against Bitcoin. I was wrong. This is something I speculated on that I have to admit I was not correct on. I was like, it'll make more multiples than Bitcoin. Honestly, Bitcoin, I guess at 3x. Bitcoin outperformed it technically. It did it, yeah, because Bitcoin outperformed it. If you could both get them one at 9, I guess you could have got it, I guess, at 8. And then sold it at 33. So it did a 4x. And Bitcoin went from 15 to about 75, about 70. Bitcoin did like a 4.5x, really, right? So anyway, could this come back? Do I sell off now? I'm thinking of just selling it off and moving on and putting it into something else because I'm about break even at this point. So we'll see. The descending triangle, the 6 hour told me there was going to be some, it didn't look good to me. 6 hour had this little wink. It was like a point and a wink at me. The 4 hour was indecisive. The 8 hour kind of was like, But the 6 hour said, no, I'm going to take a dump to the downside. I saw this as a descending triangle. And again, descending triangles break to the downside more than the fastest, and they print money. They really print money quicker than anything I've ever seen. I've been doing everything I can, up all night till 1 a.m, up early to keep my trading group intact, to make sure you guys know every single thing you can know about the market and not leave you hanging, right? We even made trades last night on the 50-minute. We made 12%. I made 12% there on that gain, 148%. I found out this new place called Prospera. It's this island, and in this island, you can pay your taxes with Bitcoin, right? It's very interesting what they're doing. Billionaires are moving there to this small little island with one road, and it looked like I may want to get myself a little place there too. You can pay your taxes with Bitcoin. It's 1% corporate tax on a corporation to run your corporation there. It's amazing. It's called Prospera. I found out about it last night. Yeah, Roatan, off the coast of Honduras. Exactly. Which most people would be a little like, like Honduras, they'd be a little skeptical of that. But apparently it's gaining popularity and movement, right? So if you're in my trading group, you're in a beautiful short now. You were in a long last night, but you're in a beautiful short now to the downside. Right here was given stop loss. And we may start to go lower, right? Stop loss can be brought to break even right now too on the short. Okay, I would even take some quick profits, but the 6 hour suggests that more downside is coming for Bitcoin. You lost the 200 SMA on the 6 hour, bearish. You lost the 200 SMA on the 8 hour, bearish. We tried to hold it last night. There was a chance. Things looked okay. But the second we went back below it, I flipped to be a bear again. Once you lose the 8 hour 200 SMA, you're very likely to head to the 12 hour 200 SMA. Once you lose the 12 hour, you're likely to head to the daily 200 SMA. Which in my humble opinion is likely to move up while we move down. This is screaming to me that 52K is almost inevitable. When the moving averages curve like this on any altcoin that I've ever traded and we start to go down, we go down. There is a move coming to the downside. In my humble opinion, I am about 90% sure of it. 90% sure based on my indicators that we are going to the downside. I hate to be honest with you. I hate to be, you lost a VRVP node. You come to this one. That's just what happens, and that's weak. I wouldn't be surprised if we come all the way to 44,000 because it's a bigger node. It's a stronger area. If you're not ready for this hit, if you can't understand what's happening, this is going to devastate you mentally, all right? I'm not saying this is guaranteed to happen. There's a few chances that it won't. But I'm showing you the facts at hand here and exactly what I see happening based on technical analysis. And you can go back test this. Go watch when you lose the 8 hour 200 SMA on multiple time frames. All right? I don't want to be the bearer of bear news. It's sad. I run a trading group. I want everyone to say, oh, it's always going up. Too many cheerleaders on Twitter telling you that the price only goes to the upside. I don't know why these people were doing this. I don't want to call out a name, but there's a certain person in the industry, which I actually really like, but continued to tell people that markets just go up over and over again. There was a few culprits of this. I don't like seeing that. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Repeat after me. That's what everyone on Twitter should say. We do not know. We are not the market makers. We do not control the market. We are not billionaires. We are not the ones buying and selling on us. They know what's going on. We don't. The second you think you know what's happening, you're slipping. All right? You are slipping. I don't know. Actually, I don't even want to. Who cares who did it? But just, don't listen to these people, man. Don't listen to me. Listen to the technical analysis. Backtest everything I teach you and find out if it's for true. Like everything I give you, I show you can be backtested. Like I just said, if we lose the 8 hours, so you can be like, all right, I don't believe Sam. I think he's just saying this because, I don't know, he wants the market to dump or something, right? He's in a huge short, and he wants to control Bitcoin, which make no sense. But go and find whenever a chart is booming to the upside, and go and find when you lose the 8 hour 200 SMA right there. That was the beginning of a massive bear market for Mara. Look at that. A massive bear market. Okay? See that right there? Okay, Sam Lee, the only one spitting facts. I think I need to join your group, man. Shout out to Tyler James. Thank you for being here. Right? Yeah, I see it, bro. Dude saying start buying. Hoping for a rebound for the 12 hour 200 MA like last time. See, that would be like the case. How worried should we be about the Black Swan event, Lifer? You mentioned it yesterday. I mean, I don't worry about anything. I believe in God. At the end of the day, this life is short and fast. I don't want anyone to be. Let's take a deep breath, everyone. Ready? In. Out. In. Out. All right? You're a beautiful being on earth. Money is not everything to you. Don't get caught up in the fact that you have to become a millionaire, billionaire. This has to happen to me. It's beautiful if it does, but just choose something that makes you happy and do it every single day. I love going live on YouTube. I love being a part of YouTube. I love being here with each and every one of you. That is my dream. I didn't realize that, the charts and I was going to be good at charts and all this stuff would happen. And then I would be able to make money with the trading group and all that. I never knew any of that was going to happen to me. I really didn't. All I did was think, if I go on YouTube and follow my heart, maybe things will work out for me. Okay? So we all have to extrapolate the fact that we're not here for money. We're here for an experience. If you are a soul, a being on this earth, you're here for an experience, correct? So the fact of losing money is an experience, and it'll change you as a person, and you'll learn from it. It may make you start a business and work really hard. It may make you push yourself to some level you've never thought. This market may dump on you, and it may make you just, a little more cautious the next time. You may put more money aside. You may actually, who knows what it will do for you. But it did. All the last past dumps have built me up to who I am today. Okay? All the last past dumps have built me up. All the pain in my life was a blessing. Every pain I was given was a blessing. Without that pain, without all that, can I have some water, please? Without all that pain in my life, there's no way I would be here with each and every one of you. There's no way I would be able to kind of stay disciplined and seeing what's happening in the market, all right? This is a massive dump. I'm telling you right now, this is a massive dump. You're losing support now. You're on your way to $52,000 if you don't understand this. If you don't want to believe it. Look, the 6 hour has legs on the stochastic. You lost the 8 hour 200 SMA. That was it for me. That was it. This is a descending triangle. Descending triangles break to the downside. And here you go. Sayonara, sweetie. All right. Loving my short gains. Thanks, Lifer. Great call. Amen. Any thoughts on Bitcoin halving affect prices in the next couple of days? Honestly, here's another thing about the Bitcoin halving that nobody is telling you about. Are you ready for this? Each Bitcoin halving, the inflation rate gets less, meaning like this next halving, I believe it's like a 1.75% inflation deflate, So yeah, it's gonna affect you, but what I'm telling you is it doesn't change the supply that much differently because the halving is smaller than ever before. You get it? It won't be as big of a deal as the last halving because that was such a big cut. Okay? That's a good and bad sign. Oh, you know what I mean? So I see the measured move here is 58K. We're likely going to go tap 58,000. Okay? Thank you so much, BB. So I hope you guys saw what I saw in the charts, and I hope you're able to make the proper decision to make some gains. Sam, what do you think about price on or post halving? Honestly, I don't think, man. I just look at the charts, bro. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that question, but yeah, I don't, Definitely, 2017 is way more crazy than 2021. Miners are playing games to control the level of control. Don't wait for the close of the candle. How much money you okay. Watch the Philippines. Love your live stream. Thank you. God bless you. Dollars though. It's 59 to goodbye. No more one Bitcoin with supply decrease. Can you guys speak pure English, or is the panic that hard you guys can't type? You know what I mean? So I do see a move to the downside here. 57,800 is my target for Bitcoin. And you just lost key support. You're about to close a candle below key support. Now there's a chance you wick back up here. It's like I'll attempt to find you the most bullish scenario, but I'm a 200 SMA trader. When I lose a 200 SMA on the 8 hour time frame, no good. Oh yeah, let me go to back testing for you. So go to anything you want. Go to what's a stock that you like maybe, or something that has been traded on and off. Go to Verizon. Like this is just Verizon telecommunications. Just pick anything you want. Find when that 8 hour loses the 200. Right there, massive dump. Right there, massive dump. Right there, massive dump. And then this continued a massive dump. You're like, wow. Yeah. Look, every single time you lost the 8 hour, let's count it. Here you lost the 8 hour. Pretty nice dump. Here you lost the 8 hour. 2 for 2. Here you lost the 8-hour. Crazy dump. We did wick back up, okay. But it still was a dump, but you could say it was a dump recovery. So you give it a 2.5. These ones were little. Again, you had some really strong support in low stochastics and some hidden bullish divergences. Dump. Nice dump. Nice dump. Nice dump. Nice dump. Nice dump. Nice dump. Huge dump. That just continued. So, like, out of the 10 times we just showed you, there's like 2 that were little dumps, 1 that reversed, and everything other one just went to the downside. So, like, too many of you are taking this information for granted. Hit the like button. Thank you. Measured move with a rising wedge in the daily time frame is 52K, highly likely probable. Well, I guess I'm reading the charts wrong. I see Bitcoin going up to 66K today. Hey, you know what? You know what the difference between me and you is? If we get back above the 8-hour 200 SMA, then I will flip bullish again. So if this decides to reverse and get back above, then I'm bullish. So I have that ability to turn it on, but we'd have to get back above this yellow. I cannot tell you that we're going up if we don't break that line. So let's look at the bigger time frames. We're going to get back into this, but I just, again, you could take a partial on this, but look, you also lost this point of control. I mean, you have a huge gap of the VRVP telling you you're likely going to go lower. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not trying to... This isn't fun for me, okay? It's not fun for me. I don't like, but when I became an analyst and I spent my entire life doing this, I basically prided myself on accuracy and on being someone that you could come to every day and get a pretty good feel of what's happening in the market, okay? Now, there's a chance we do reverse. We're going to talk about it all right now, all right? And I'm going to give you all your possible scenarios for Bitcoin. But remember, I'm the guy that trades the 21-day moving average. And I told you, when the weekly is this far away from the 21, it is unsustainable. I said it many, many times, all right? I told you that we had to hold a candle and close a weekly candle every single week above 65,500. I told you the second we would lose 65.5, that we were likely going to test $60,000. The time we lost it here, we almost tested it. We went to the lows of about 61,054, all right? So that's been the lowest of the two candles. This candle went to 60,794, 60,800, okay? Bang. So here's the deal. I'm getting rid of this guy. Yeah. You're gone. Okay, cool. So take a look here. So resistance here at 65.5. So I said if we lose a candle below 65.5, expect more downside. I said if we close a weekly candle below, expect more downside. In 4 days and 10 hours, this weekly candle will close. Now, there's a chance. Somehow, some way, we get bought all the way back up and we end the week above this candle. If that happens, fine. It'll just be another one of these wicks to the downside, but it just looks unlikely based off the 200 on the smaller time frames. So then our next stop would be, if you just do support or resistance, 52,000. We would come and touch the 21-day moving average. If we ever lost the 21 on the weekly, the 50, and then, we may be in for some type of bigger move down. Now, I'd still be somewhat bullish here. Why? We have a low, we have a high. We have higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high. Bitcoin would have to break this low for me, personally. If it came down here, then it came up again, this is where I would exit some altcoins and take some profit. It would take some patience to do that because it would tell me that this lower low had been taken out. And if this lower low gets taken out, then I would expect a lower high before the next bigger downtrend, right? It could even make a shoulder head and kind of a right shoulder like that. Who knows? I'm not saying for sure, but this is important, right? So if we lose the next level of support at 60,000, which we have not lost yet, right? So I'm okay. I'm still bullish as long as we don't close a weekly candle below 60K now, right? I'll give it that. I'll let it wiggle to 60K, but after that, you know what I mean? So there's a chance we bounce. There's a chance we stay here. And there's a chance that, the weekly makes something like this. A bull pennant, ascending triangle. We get a beautiful bounce. We somehow get back above the 8-hour. We go sideways, okay? And then we come inside here and we still break to the upside. And so this is a possibility for you, friends. But the probability right now is low, okay? Because the smaller time frames aren't going to give us the next step to the upside, all right? The target here would be 107,080, sorry, $107,080, okay? God is great. Thank you for the 2,200 people here on the live. Thank you for that, God. You are such a beautiful person or beautiful entity, whatever you are in my life, God. Thank you so much for bringing all these beautiful people into my live stream, one of our biggest live streams in the history of the channel. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Blessings on everybody here to be alive. All right? We can make money either way, short or long. There was money to be made this morning. There's always opportunity in the world, no matter what. There is always opportunity in this world. All right? Smash, bounce. I'll lose some fingers if Doge goes down. Yikes. Sam, talking about deflation. What do you think about coins like CWIF that have a 4% deflationary burn? Thank you. I mean, that's a good thing. The more they could burn, but a lot of these coins have huge supplies, and they could be burning 4% over and over again for days on end, and it really wouldn't do anything. You need hype, you need people to buy it, and you need the inflation. And then you need marketing. So, like, if the coin has no utility and runs on marketing, inflation, the deflationary aspect is great, but it's only sustainable for so long. You know what I mean? It's just a gimmick on top of a gimmick. Be careful. You're a G. Shout out to Raisin Podcast. We love you. Are you saying Bitcoin could go under 30,000? I don't know. Honestly, anything is possible. Anything is possible. I believe all of these things are highly unlikely, but every time I tell myself that, it's like I'm pandering to my emotions, and I'm trying to tell myself it's not going to be that bad. I'd rather be really honest with myself and be just really truthful with myself and tell myself, I don't know what's going to happen. And I should protect my capital at all costs. And when I'm up, I should take some gains off the table. You know what I mean? Okay, Sphere Finance. It was a huge project. No marketing at all. I didn't say it had to have marketing. Sometimes it can come up. But, I've never heard of it. So there goes your thesis. Little is more impressive and inspirational than watching someone in the throes of action, driven by purpose, oblivious to all but their aim. Today has your name all over it. Shout out to Rave Song Records. I love you, man. May God bless you and yours, brother, for everything that you've brought to my life and all the lifers that have been with me for these years in my trading group, staying strong no matter what, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and pushing forward every single day. Blessings on blessings to everybody here. I love you. And I appreciate you all more than you would ever know. All right. So look, this does suggest to me that Bitcoin is coming down to the 0.65. This is what happens every time you pump on any project in the world. You come back to the 0.65. Why do we act? Because it's Bitcoin. We get all freaked out. Every chart acts the same. Caspa did it. They all did it. And this would be a Sammy cup and handy, right? And so we could even go to the 786. I'd be comfortable if we hit the 786 because that would really define a bottom for me and make me feel more comfortable that was where we're gonna get a bit of a bounce. So I like what I'm seeing here for this. It looks beautiful. We had a beautiful run up, a nice little pullback. It's gonna make the altcoins really juicy, give us a lot of awesome prices. It is gonna capitulate the world though. Like if Matic's already at 60 cents, does Matic go to 10 cents? It just makes me wonder what's going on. Some of these coins are so low, how could the market keep going lower? You know what I mean? That's what you say to yourself. So I found this channel about a week ago, and I just want to say your TA is the best I've ever seen by far. Thank you so much. I will be here every morning, and I mean every morning again. Shout out to D-Stash. I love you, man. I love you, brother. Thank you so much. All right. And another thing that I've been seeing on the monthly, because I'm just a divergence guy, is the monthly has bearish divergence. This is swinging up, well, this is swinging down, and you're very high in the RSI, and that's usually where you would be getting out, right? So it tells me that, I don't know, but this is interesting to me. UBX holding strong, the RGAME will move regardless. Interesting. I like UBXS. I'm going to take a look at that later on. Life is love. Yeah, thank you. Life are always there for us. I said 53K, man. You don't mess with me. All right. So that's a bearish div too, and you're overbought. I've never seen bearish divergence on Bitcoin on the monthly like this. It's never had it. It's never double topped like this or tripled. All I know is this is usually a hard dump. Now, could the monthly reset nicely? It looks like it'd take some time. It'll take some time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months really to reach. It could take 7 months to get to 52. Or it could take 4 or 5 months to get to 52. It could take a day. But watch this. This could be a slow bleed to 52. somewhere in November, and then we could start to rally. The rally really starts in November after the bull, after the halving. It's very rare we've had a pump before the halving like this. I went over this yesterday on the live stream. None of this is real. It's a very, it's like, it seems like the ETF took all of the thunder out of the Bitcoin cycle and changed the way we look at things. Remember, I gave you the bullish scenario. There is a chance, and I'm going to show you on the smaller time frames how the bullish scenario can play out. I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. I have no clue where Bitcoin's going to go. I want to make that very clear. All right? No idea. I have no clue where Bitcoin's going to go. All right? I want to say that 10 times in a row. I'm going to say it again. I have no idea where Bitcoin's going. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I say it every single day. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I really don't. All right? But I'll tell you what, when we get away from the 21-day moving average, I backtested on every single asset, on every single time frame from the 1 minute all the way to the monthly, and I've seen us pull back to it 90% of the time. So you do with that information what you want. The 7-day wants to pull back, dumpage. The 5-day wants to pull back, dumpage. The 4-day starting to consolidate a little bit. The 3-hour, the 3-day wanted to hold us down, but lost a key area of support. Right, at that double bottom, did not hold and got rejected at a double top there. Lost the 21. When you lose the 21, you likely dump to where? The 50. So I see the 3-day coming to the 50-day moving average. If we lose the 50 on the 3-day, that's going to spell a bigger move to the downside, and we may have to come down to 45,000. I'm just giving you the levels that matter. Look, you only have 2 supports if you lose this level here at 60,000 for Bitcoin. All right. Having dump will be epic. Yep. This is the wildest cycle ever. I mean, there was a lot of coins that ripped. It could have been a fast cycle. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to attempt to tell you that we're going up or going down. I'm just going to play the charts. Whatever the charts tell me, I'm going to be playing. I did stack cash. All right? And I stacked cash. For the last few weeks, I've been just taking cash out of the market. I'm telling you, I got a big move ahead of me. I got a lot of rent to pay, right? I'm moving to a brand new place. I got to pay the movers. I had to buy new furniture. My rent has just gone from literally, I don't pay really anything really where I'm at because I own the house I'm living in. My mom died and I inherited the house. So I don't pay the rent here, and it's sorry to say, but I'm going to be moving somewhere where I will be paying the rent. And so my life is about to get exponentially expensive in a very fast manner. And so I had to be taking profits out of this market or I was going to be devastated. Doge going back to the ghetto. I know. Meanwhile, Cass is standing strong. So strange. Dump it. Does this usually happen though? I mean, it's crypto. It does. There is always a pullback, but I'm just showing you, everyone keeps saying there's these pullbacks, but they're not masters at the moving averages. I am a moving average expert, man. I'm not trying to tell you I'm a trading expert. But I'm a moving average expert. I know these moving averages on all time frames, and I know what they do, and I know what they mean, and I know what they tell you. And they tell you so much information. Look at all these pullbacks. Let's go to the 8-hour time frame. Did you ever lose the 8-hour on any of the last bull runs? You did not. You did not. You did not. Fine, you had a 20% pullback, and I would have watched this 20% pullback, and I would have said, we're fine. We're not breaking the 8-hour 200. We have nothing to worry about. And I would have drawn a Fibonacci and found hidden bullish divergence, and we would have traded the falling wedge, which we did. I traded all of these, if you remember. I nailed this one with the measured move. I teach my students this because this is really where I put it all together. Low stochastics, turning, tight moving averages. We never lost it. The second we lost the 8-hour, look, it was trouble in paradise. We came up for the secondary lower high, and that was the end of the rally. Then once we got back above the 8-hour again, that was the beginning of its next rally. And we dipped on a little bit. This could be it here. This is the only time we did something that we're doing here. And we played around. We better all hope and pray that this is what's happening right now. You see what I mean? But I'm telling you, when you lose the 8-hour, both those times there, no go. And you usually don't lose the 8-hour in a bull run. I'm just telling you. Okay? This is an anomaly. So I have to show you things that you don't know what I know. That's why I come here every day. Because most people have no clue what I've done. I've been doing this for thousands of hours. When everyone else was influencing and selling you shilling projects, I was alone like a nerd for 10 hours a day in the charts. I don't even consider myself an influencer. I am a chart technical analyst Rain Man weirdo, okay? Straight up. Like, I am a anti-social hermit in the charts, man. I'm being honest with you all. I built my entire legacy off of sitting here alone in the charts day in and day out. All right? Over and over and over again. So I just, so when you come here, it's the information that you're getting that I just put years and years of work into. All right? Years and years of work into. All right, so I don't want to get too emotional, get too crazy. Let's take deep breaths. Let's take a look at the facts here and break down the charts. So we know our weekly levels. We know what weekly, and we know that we could likely come down to 51,000, even 50,900, anywhere between 50 and 52K, right? We know that's our next hard level to look at. You could look at this like a giant M in a way too, like here's your 1M, here's your secondary M, and it's going to break to the downside. And you can see this M is here. This M is already starting to kind of do its damage. Okay. We even talked about when we were in this beautiful channel and we did what's called a bearish retest. The retest is your entry right there. We went over it as it happened too, and I said, man, that looks like a bearish retest to me. If we can't get back inside the pattern, expect more downside. How many times have you heard me say that? To the point of no return. If you can't get back inside the pattern, expect more downside. Period. So now here we stand. Losing the 200 SMA on the 8-hour time frame. That's why I gave the trade earlier this morning in the trading group. Okay? And we're in a falling wedge. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. There's a 68% chance somehow, some way we're going to break up. At the same time, I mean, you're right at the last level of support, right where this candle hit. Let's zoom in here. Really, the last candle of support on the 8-hour that can hold you down. And the second you lose this level, it could be a free fall because you went up so fast here, you'll go down pretty fast. We call it a smooth move. Now, this took, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 64 hours to happen. So this could take another 60, 70 hours to go the other way. But usually the fall is faster than the move to the upside. All right. Okay, so here's the deal. This is a bounce here, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, so you're begging right now for some type of double bottom there, some type of holding, and a bounce back to the upside. Again, if we get back above this 8-hour 200 SMA, I will breathe a sign of relief, everybody. I'll tell you this is a shoulder, somewhat of a head and a shoulder, and I'll tell you we're likely headed back to the top of the range for now, and we could breathe. So it's not all bad. But how does that happen? We got to look at the smaller time frames and see if they're going to allow any type of movement. And I'm going to show you how. Let's take a look at our 4-hour now. Inside of the falling wedge. Falling wedge must break back up to the upside. Basically, I usually take the length of the base of the wedge, the top of the wedge to the wick to wick. That wick to that wick is my measured move. I swing it up. You're likely usually coming somewhat to the back of the top of the wedge. This would take you back to, basically almost to all-time highs again if we can get a bounce. If we can get a bounce. So this is still on the table on the 4-hour time frame, but look at the 4-hour with a bearish cross still pointing to the downside of what is called the stochastics RSI. I love this indicator. It's interesting. I actually want to do something here. Yeah, I like when the lines are a little more juicy. Is that doing it? I don't see it changing. Yeah, I like that. I just like that real thick look to it. So coming to the downside, and it could, I've seen it, we could be a high, low. That could be a higher low, and we could turn on this. All right. I'm not 100% bearish on you guys. I just want to make that clear. I'm open-minded that anything is humanly possible here for Bitcoin. So, but right now, the 4-hour is bearish, period. The 4-hour is bearish. Let's move to the 3-hour. Still bearish. The 2-hour. Still got some legs to the downside. Now the 1-hour suggests, hey, I want to bounce here. I'm low on my stochastic. There's a little bit of slight bullish divergence if this swings down, and this can swing up. But no, they're pretty flat. Let's take a look here. Yeah, no, there's no bullish divergence. They both swing pretty much down. I do think you got to buy the red days, so I still would buy a little bit of Bitcoin right now. So watch, I'm still going to buy Bitcoin in front of you. And you're going to be like, this guy's crazy. He says we're going to 52,000. You have no idea where we're going to go. All right? We don't know exactly what's going to happen. Nobody does. All right? Nobody does. Anyone that tells you they know where Bitcoin's going is just fooling themselves to get hurt. Where are we trading here? We're trading on MEXC. We have the lowest fees, 0.1 spot maker and taker fees, and you can cut that in half, almost to zero, if you hold 2,000 MEXC tokens. That thing has been booming because of that utility. 0% future maker fee, 0.2% taker fee if you're trading. How to get that maker fee? Use that last option where the price is a little lower and see if the price can come down to you. All right? I do trade on MEXC. If you want to jump on into MEXC and get commission, and throw me some commission and hook me up, you'd hit the link right here. If you want to trade where I trade, hit CryptoLifer.com and show me the deal here. Join today. I'd rather you get the education for 4 to 5 months before you touch a chart. I'd rather use a demo trade. MEXC has demo trading. All right? Go to futures here. Open up that demo account. Begin to demo trade. Learn what we're teaching you in the trading group. Open up 200 to 300 trades. Write them down. Get a diary. How many of the 100 demo trades did you win? How many of the 200 did you win? Until you become at least 30 to 40% profitable, which is 30 to 40 out of every 100 trades. And until you can see that you've actually turned money in the demo account to more money, you have no business trading a future account. Let me say that again. Until you can show me and the trading group, really, we want to see your results. Until you could prove to us you could demo trade what we teach you, you have no business opening a futures account and trading with real money, okay? Period. All right? I didn't trade leverage for up to 10 years of my trading career. I made a lot of money before I ever touched leverage, investing long-term, seeing things happening before they happen, and placing my money on those ideas, being futuristic about where the markets were going. All right? Super important. All right? So that's one thing. Another thing I want to talk about, get yourself a hardware wallet today. Don't play yourself and keep all your funds on an exchange. There's one day, you never know what can happen to any of these exchanges. I just want to make that very clear. From FTX all the way down the line, get yourself a hardware wallet today. We have links to hardware wallets, okay? We have links. We're going to come out with the one key. I'm going to have a link. Don't buy it yet, but we have a link to the one key, all right? I'm going to be actually giving this one key away, all right, to some lucky subscriber. This is a beautiful, beautiful hardware wallet. It's worth like $250 or more or something. Maybe I'm wrong, but this thing is one of the most expensive ones in the market. I love it. It's touchscreen. It looks great. I already have one. I don't need this one. You're getting this puppy. One of you lucky people. We're going to be doing that next week, so stay up. And we got to get that link to one key organized and everything else. I'll have my wife take care of it because she'll figure that out for us. All right, let's move back into the charts and get into what matters. All right. 1 minute, the 1 hour is attempting a bounce here to the upside. Oh yeah, I got to buy me some Bitcoin right now. I'm going to go to spot and I'm going to buy some Bitcoin here. Not a lot, maybe $1,000, something like that. I'm going to buy me some BTC. All right. I'm going to buy a little bit of Bitcoins. I got to buy in the red. Even if we go to 52K, I'll buy more, right? 750, not a lot, right? And I'll market buy some more Bitcoin. Bang. All right. Just constantly adding to my Bitcoin stash long term to prove to you that over time, I do believe they're going to continue to print money. Governments are going to still fumble around. All right. To this day. All right. Let's get back into brass tacks. We had a massive dump just now. Everyone's wondering, when does the dump stop? Usually with a bit of divergence here. Now, this isn't really divergence. Let's take a look at it is on the 15-minute, though. 15 minutes, a little better. Right here, this is a divergence. I'll tell you right now, though. So let's zoom into this and show you what I'm seeing. See how this is swinging to the upside, but this is a violent swing to the downside? That is a bullish divergence. A very strong one, too. That does tell us that we could get a bounce. However, divergence is only as strong as the support or resistance in which it comes in contact with. So Bitcoin must break back above 61.8 in order to remain bullish. All right? And again, all you have to know is how to use the 200 SMA. That's it. You could use just one indicator. Look, you go up here, type in 200. I can teach all of you how to print money in any market, any day of the week. You just got to listen to me. You just got to listen to me. I'm telling you, if you just take in what I'm telling you. So type in MA here. All right. Hit moving average simple. It's always going to give you a default 9. Click on this, turn it yellow, make it extra thick. Bang, right? Don't change any inputs. Turn off that. Use just this. Look what happened. When the 15-minute decided it wasn't going to hang on. Last night we were long. We came up. When the 15-minute decided it wasn't going to hang on and lost the 200, that was your short entry with a stop right here. There was also a bearish divergence on the 15-minute time frame. You want to be looking for a divergence. A divergence is a swing up to swing low on the RSI, while you swing up to swing high on price action. And look what happens. Collapse to the downside. This divergence is similar to this one. Flip it upside down. This is a divergence too. Okay? However, you could see people's flipping pretty bearish. So now we're going to go to the smaller time frame. So the second you lost the 200 SMA on the 15, you knew we were going down. The second you lost the 7 minute. Now the 1 minute is more sensitive. But when this 1 minute right here lost the 200, to the downside too as well. All right? Hold on 1 second here. Yeah, hold up. No. That's the wrong. That is incorrect. Hold on. I want an MA. Please forgive me. I was moving so fast. So what I do is I use this 5 MA indicator by Inlander, and then I just flip it to the 200 SMA. I'll show you. And you want to use the 200 MA, not the SMA. Forgive me for that. I just was going really fast. Because you see that was just like stuck on price action. Or maybe, no, hold up. Hold up. I think maybe I hit the I didn't put a 0. I think that's all it was. Hold on 1 second. Now I'm messing it up. Because it should be a simple moving average. You should be looking for a move average simple. Let me just double check this though. Yeah. I'm moving fast. 200. It should mimic the one I got on. Yeah. Oh, it's funny. This yellow and blue make green or something. That's hilarious. All right. And now we double click on it. Yeah, sorry. That's correct. You are using a simple. Forgive me. I just set these up for so long and then I just, drew a blank for a split second. Please bear with me. I'm a human. So look, this yellow line, the second you lose the yellow line, short. The second you gain it, long. All right. But you have to be quick to change the trade and to take profits fast. Okay. That's the key to this signal. The key to, and look at what we see now. We see a head and shoulder pattern, do we not? A shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. That likely is going to take us further to the downside. In my humblest of opinions. And actually, I made this a little thicker than I need it to be, right? Because we can't see the pushovers now. There we go. I was talking about the stochastics RSI, right? So stochastics say, hey, we want to bounce, but I see a head and shoulder pattern there on the 1 minute time frame. So let's figure out what's likely going to happen. So look, we know that the 8 hours bearish on us right now, but we know we're also getting oversold on the indicators. But that doesn't mean we can't continue to get pressed. So we need to look for some type of bearish movement here on a smaller time frame. I like the 7 minute. Yeah, so look, the bullish divergence occurred. It only got you up to 61,875, and then we got thrust further to the downside. So now I'm back on the 1 minute, and I'm looking at this head and shoulder pattern. And it almost kind of has a descending triangle vibe, too, in a way. Like if it gets tighter in there. But that's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. That was div right there. That was really strong divergence, which usually gets you to the 200 SMA, but you didn't even get that close. That's the money printer. You get it? And then rejection here. And then a slump to the downside. So, like, this is tough. Most people can't swallow the downside. I told you when you lost 65.5, you're going down. I told you when you lose the 200 SMA, you're going further to the downside. So, this tells me that we're likely going further down. The smaller time frames, you know what I mean? How would I even long? The only thing I would do to long right now, if I was going to try to catch a reversal, I'd wait for us to get above the 200 on the 1 minute. But lately, look, nothing. They both gave you nothing burgers, right? We gave this trade yesterday in the trading group. We nailed this trade on the 7 minute. We knew once we got above the 200 and the 7, we were going to push up to the 15 minute 200 SMA. I'm going to teach you guys that and how we traded Bitcoin yesterday. I'm going to show you guys the live trade, how we got in, what happened, how we were able to capitalize on that move, and show you how you can do that on any single really market in the world, depending on how you look at it, all right? So let's take a look now where we're at. Yeah, so this doesn't look good to me, period. Now you have resistance in 2 places. right here at this high volume node at 61,005. If you can't get back above 61.5, expect more downside, my friends. All right, that's your next resistance point. Each time you lose a level of support, it becomes your next resistance point. Where are all the ETFs buying in? Are they buying in? Let's take a look at what Eric is saying here on Twitter. Eric knows his stuff. Eric Balchinas, I believe that's how I'm saying is right. Balchinas. This guy knows what's up. I just want to see what he's tweeting today. Prepping for the show, just noticed VO is leading inflows for literally every single time period we track on the ETF Go. Number one in the day, weekly, month, UTU, and on pace to take over 100 billion this year, which would demolish the record. VOO, all right? Just buying up tons of BTC here on the inflows. They're liking the low prices, all right? Funny. Me in 1984, right? Funny. That's funny, right? Some of the top 30 asset managers to join ETF party finally jumping in for the same reason as others. Market outflows. After sending out 100 years in monetary funds world, they may be a bit like Rip Van Winkle entering the Terradome. To compete, they'll have to have fees lower. Wellington Management. He's just showing how many people are still getting into Bitcoin. Mainland China investors probably won't be eligible to buy Hong Kong listed spot Bitcoin in either ETFs as they're barred from buying virtual assets. There are some other routes they could try, but they less used channels and could be shut down via note. Yeah, so people are so excited about the ETF for China. I said 500 million only. This guy was pretty spot on. I would follow this guy. I do follow him. If I were you, I would watch him. He knows what's happening with the ETFs, the inflows, the outflows. He's the dude. Eric Balchunas, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to this stuff, okay? So here's the deal. A little bit of bullish div. You could say this is, I don't know, man. You had bullish div here that pumped and got rejected by 62,000. Then you came back and now you're in a bit of like a falling wedge. I see kind of, you could almost like shoulder, head, shoulder to the downside. Now you came to the bottom of the pattern like I was suggesting too. All right. And this is like the key that I want to look at. One thing I also want to show you is I still see a couple of hot altcoins that are interesting to me that I was going over yesterday in the trading group. A couple of them I want to talk to you guys about because they're new and they got some, they got some cool tech. So that'll come out about 11:15. I'm going to talk about a couple new altcoins too, even though it isn't the best day to do that, right? So I'm telling you right now, I see that head and shoulder on the 1 minute time frame, likely going to break further to the downside. I see this as a descending triangle, and I see the sell-off continuing here, right? And miners, man, miners are selling off because they're not going to get the rewards before, so they might as well get the money they can now. You get it? 2 days from now. So the mining it can be bearish at the beginning and overall bullish over time. The Bitcoin halving countdown, 2 days, 5 hours, 51 minutes, and 17 seconds. It's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be rejoiced, right? These are tough times to be alive. I'm telling you right now. So I see more downside for Bitcoin. I see this dumping further down. Target is 59.8, and then, yeah, we're going to start to kind of really lose key levels here on the bigger time frames. And so you keep the 8 hour open. Why the 8 hour time frame? I'm keen to whatever time frame is more sensitive to its 200 SMA, okay? Huge, I hope that makes sense to you. But whatever time frame is more sensitive to the 200 SMA, I'm more keen on, all right? So if we are really close to the 200 and it was the daily, I'd be more on the daily right now. So time frames don't really matter to me. I track the 200 throughout multiple time frames. It's a really great strategy. Other people use it, but not the way I do, like not in the succession obsessive nature in which I use it. And I found that it's when everyone else can't figure out what's happening, I see we'll lose this and we'll dump. And so I started simplifying my trading, and I learned that I could, but you know what it is as simple as I display this for everyone, it was like he's giving his sauce. Your mind has to be so on point to do this. And most people, it's going to take you 2 to 3 years to really get it. So even if I'm giving you exactly what I do every day, you don't have the mindset to handle it yet, It's going to take time, period. And I'm not trying to put you down. I'm saying it happened to me. It happens. Trading is just like everything in life. Riding a horse, driving a car. You're not going to be immediately amazing at it when you first start. It's going to take time for you to get better. There's going to be things that I know that you don't know. Okay, surfers, they're up in the waves. They surfed so many waves in their lives. They know so many different nuances of what the waves can do. Okay, so they can teach you way more about the ocean than you if you only went surfing for like a week. Okay, everything in life is practical. If you keep it practical, it'll make more sense. Like ask yourself, okay, I haven't done this. Other people have done it more than me. I may be able to learn from them. Interesting, right? So that's what a trading group is. Someone that's dead. If it's a legit, honorable trading group, okay, that doesn't show you overnight gains, that doesn't tell you you're going to become a multimillionaire overnight, that doesn't say learn my signals and just buy when I buy, that's not going to help you because one day you're going to be alone in the charts, and if you don't know how to read this 200 and all that other stuff, you're not going to know what the heck to do. All right, and then you're not going to have conviction. Your emotions are going to take over, and you're going to be a deer in headlights, stuck, not being able to make a move. Okay. We're going to take a look at Sol BTC. Why are we going to do that? And ETHBTC. We just want to see how the altcoins are holding up against Bitcoin. Are they dropping harder, the same, or less? Why? And so, look, Sol BTC was doing really well too, and it looked like we could make a move. Look, Cayman, it would have stopped you out back into Bitcoin. That's another reason why Bitcoin dominance went to the upside. People are trading altcoins for more Bitcoin. So they're attempting to swing Bitcoin into these, right? So in a bullish market, you'll just drop a little bit below the 8-hour, but days from now you'll be back above it here. So you want to watch this. Now this is also a falling wedge, but you can see they're basically falling together. Sol is dropping with Bitcoin, and actually because Sol is of a smaller multiple, it's going to end up dropping more than Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin goes down from 65 to 60, and Sol goes from 150 to 130 or 128, you get it? It's the similar move, but it's a bigger hit on Sol. All right. Sol again has the bullish div, but overbought on the 1 hour and can't get back above resistance here at 0.022071 Satoshi. Okay. I just want to look at how this is kind of doing. Then I want to take a look at ETHBTC as well and see what's happening. So ETH Bitcoin. It's funny, ETH never was able to really get its handle on Bitcoin. Ever since, November of 2021, Ethereum has been beaten up by Bitcoin. And, usually when Bitcoin goes on this big of a rally, Ethereum gets more of a handle on the market. So this is either a nasty, nasty shakeout that they're willing to rip back to the upside. But, they have a lot of people in disbelief that the market could go higher or lower. They really do. So what would flip me bearish today? Bullish. How would I change kind of my stance? Well, first off, Bitcoin would have to get back above 62K. Okay? This channel would have to boom out to the upside. This would be a really awkward, and it is a kind of a cup and handle, but, if this does play out, it's not something we're used to seeing. It's not the way the algorithm usually works. Okay? Let's take a look at BOOKMAP too as well. BOOKMAP. Link in the description of BOOKMAP. I do get a commission if you get into BOOKMAP. What is it? It just shows you liquidity and where it is. Like you got 56,000, 54,000 here. That's 1,400, 6,000. That's about almost 3,000 Bitcoins. Actually, from here to here, it's about 3,000 Bitcoins want to be purchased in this big red area. So it tells us if we do wick to this area, there's going to be a lot of buyers that want to attempt to buy into Bitcoin. What I found is wherever the red bar is, Bitcoin likes to gravitate towards. So if there's a big red bar, we could see Bitcoin head all the way to 53,000, 55,000 and fill up on liquidity. All right. Again, you're going to get these dead cat bounces here that make it look like the market's going to rally. Little rallies, but they'll be few and far between. You have to remember that the 8-hour has now lost a substantial key support zone, the 200. And again, the 8-hour was my guide. If the 8-hour kept the 200, I was bullish. If the 8-hour loses it, I am bearish. That's now a bearish engulfing candle, basically. It's a very bearish sign. Should I say bearish one more time? And the bears are going to come to my window and ask for some honey. For crying out loud. Hey, Lois, I think I'm going to grow a beard. Yeah. Hey, Chris, go to your room before I put my foot up you. Hey, everybody, we're going to leave Meg at the gas station. Everybody slowly walk away and don't close the doors too hard. Actually, that's not right. I never want to put down Meg again. I love my daughters. Meg, I love you. You're going to be the star of the show. Never putting Meg down again. Hey, Brian, let's go for a walk. I feel bad what I said about Meg. Hey, Alois, I think I'm going to grow a beard. I just had to make you guys laugh. Do my Peter impersonation. I feel like I'm on point today. Sam, nobody cares about your impersonation. I'm Marky Wahlberg, and it doesn't matter, Sam. I played a cop, I played a fireman, I played Dirk Diggler, I did it all. Okay, I got into The Rock. Me and The Rock got into Gala. Tom Brady got into FTX. I told him not to. Tommy, you're my buddy. I told you not to do it, Tommy, but you did it anyway. Why'd you do that, Tom? And then Giselle left you when you lost all the money. That's what happened. FTX. Sam Bankman. He fried you. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. So, just wanted to kind of lighten it up for a second. Sorry. People are like, what? This guy's out of his mind, right? Hey, paisano. So, back to the 1 minute head and shoulder pattern that just doesn't look good to me. And suggested, and look, this was your neckline right here. And then you bearishly retested. Now you're bearishly retesting this line. Now you got resistance here at 61K. You know? Again, I'm being open-minded here, but like this is just, there's nothing here tells me to get out of the short. Nothing is saying to stop shorting this market. You see what I'm saying? Overbought on the 1 hour time frame and making a lower high. That tells me you're going down on the stochastics RSI. No real divergence that's substantial enough for me to, right there it was, but we've already made a lower low than that. This already didn't play out like all the other reversals throughout every other morning that we've ever traded. I could see this happening based on the moving averages, right? So come on, if I'm swing trading, I'm taking profits on the short. I'll tell you that right now. I'm in and out. This market is heavily volatile. So you do whatever makes you happy, but I don't like the high stokes. You are breaching this trend line now. Can we get a move back to the upside? So would I consider this a great place to buy in? There's a lot of fear, all right? Let's take a look at the fear and greed index. It's 67. I believe it was lower than that. Wow, 65 yesterday. How did the greed go up? If Bitcoin didn't even recover much. Pretty interesting, all right? So here you have a low, you have a high, you have a lower low. Do you just come up and make a lower high? So key resistance areas here are 61,500 for Bitcoin. Over the bottom of the stochastics RSI, my favorite indicator in the game. All right. I just want to jump on here while we wait for this move here and show you how we traded Bitcoin yesterday and how we were able to take some gains. All right. Again, in and out in these situations. So yesterday, we'll take you back to what I was looking at, how I figured it out, and how we were able to make some money out of the market. All right. So yesterday, I saw that we started to make a bounce here. I saw this as a bit of a bullish div here. This swung down, but this did technically swing up on the 7-minute time frame. Right here. See this? Actually, no, it swung down, but it had some divergence feels. Was it here? Yeah, I guess it was here. There you go. There it is. Sorry, I apologize. I knew I saw a divergence. A divergence is when, look, you'll get a low and a lower low on the price, but you get a higher low on the RSI. So we got the bounce. Once I saw the divergence bounce, I said maybe we're bottomed. Maybe we were trying to find a bottom here. I also went to the 8 hour, and I saw that the 8 hour had gotten back above its 200. So I was bullish at that point. You get it? That told me that I could remain bullish, and there was a chance we were going to get a move. I go to the 1 hour time frame. In the 7-minute. Now the 7-minute hits the 200. And I know that my signal is to open up along whenever you get above any 200 SMA. And look, this has an Adam and Eve double bottom. And the little flag here. And that's kind of cup and handle-esque, right? So I start watching this. And I tell myself, man, this looks interesting. And then I see it make a flag. Once it made the flag, I had a measured move. And once I had the measured move, boom. Now I switched to the 15. I know that if the 7-minute gets above the 200, there's a likelihood of us getting to the 15,200 SMA. And that would be profit taking. Now, the target here was 64,730. But I took profit at 64,370. That was the key area that I was looking at to jump in and out of the trade. So here's the deal. And you can execute this on any single market in the world. Forex, you name it. Once the candle closes, and again, it does nothing is guaranteed, right? It can have. So we got this little red. I watched this. I saw the red. Once I saw the red, I decided to buy in the bottom of the channel. Now, I should have waited for confirmation above the 200. I did, you know what I mean? Because it could easily drop on me. But I took a high risk doing that. But I've done it many times, and I took the pattern a little bit more. So we kept going sideways. The trade went sideways a little bit. I was down, up, down, up. At this point, I was up like slightly. But now I saw two patterns. Now I really liked what I saw, right? And so I entered the trade. We did break above the 200. And then I'm just going to get out when we hit the 15, which was at 64,000, right? And bang. We wicked up a little higher to 320. Was it? Let's see. 340, 346, right? And bang. And so that's the trade. It's simple. You're in and out. You get above the 200 on the 7. You trade it till you hit the 15,200. You get out. I've seen this happen many times in my life. It's something that you could trade over. It happened here too, and we traded this inverted head and shoulder to the upside. This is one of the things that I use to make gains. You could trade it on any market in the world, okay? And again, you got to be disciplined. Don't wait for more. Just get out when you're supposed to. Take the gains, all right? Then move on. Everybody is hoping for these huge wins, these triple ups, double ups, quadruple ups, all right? Look, we got ourselves a reversal pattern here, an inverted head and shoulder. This is how we can start to make a move back to the upside. So now, look, if everyone's watching the dump, they have no idea. Look, Sammy found the greatest thing about my channel is instead of you staring at a red candle and not having any idea what's happening, you're with me calmly on the 1 minute, watching price action, break back above this 2, you know what I mean? You're like, okay, there's a sense of reason here. It's not all insanity, all right? We do have an inverted head and shoulder now. Is this going to stop the pain? I'll tell you what. It looks more to me like a symmetrical triangle with a measured move either way. And lately, these have been dumping to the downside more than they've been bumping to the upside. Okay? Can we make some gains? Can we change the story here? The stochastic's also saying, hey, probably a move down. All right? This is a bullish divergence indicator here. I guess because this is a swing low and that goes up. But these swing lows go down. That's how this indicator works. All right? Wouldn't be how I find a divergence, but I just add this because sometimes it finds strange divergences. It's stochastic RSI with divs. Okay? With divs. Dear Lord, thank you for everything you've given me in this life. Thank you for 2,411 people here on the stream. 839 likes, $45 in chat revenue. Thank you for everything, my Lord. Thank you for everything. These are symmetrical triangles. They mainly break to the downside. They're 50-50 patterns, but I have seen them break to the downside. Chance you got it inverted, but I'm still more bearish because you got to break back above resistances now. Like here's a resistance at 62. You also have a high volume node here. You lose that, you go to the value area lows. This is the VRVP. This indicator helps you trade through price action. It shows you where you're likely going to go once you lose a key level. Why? Because there's a lot of people buying and selling here, and there's a lot of people buying and selling here, but there weren't a lot of orders here. So look, Bitcoin went down here really fast. Why? Because there was a gap in the VRVP. You see? I see the 1 hour going further to the downside here. Target is about the length of this pole here, down to 60,050. And look, you just lost this trend line. There's a chance it was an inverted. That's how open-minded I am, right? But my mom got the better of me and said, no. Symmetrical triangles break down. They break down. And look, you even got an M here. Look at this. Look at the M pattern. That's an M pattern. M patterns break to the downside. Let me teach you something real quick. All right? Let me show you something. I love to teach. That's my life. That's what I do. If I can keep you from getting wrecked, that's what I'm going to try to, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Get the word try out of my head, man. It's the worst word in the language. We don't want to try, want, desire. All right. And look, there it is moving to the downside. If you're in the short with me, you're still in gains, baby. Bang. Shout out to everyone here on the live. So, yep, and there you go, hitting the target to the downside, right? Symmetrical triangles break down. They're 50-50 patterns. I don't find that. I find that they dump 90% of the time. And I've been saying this to my trading group for a long time now. I rarely see these patterns break to the upside, even though they're supposed to. Take a picture of this. Get the Life Revision Trading Course trading patterns, reversals, continuations, bilateral. Today, right now, we're watching a symmetrical triangle with a 50-50 shot. I only trade 68% shots, so the second it's a 50-50, it's kind of like, and if you're losing support or resistance, you know you're going lower, right? Once we go to 59K, the reality will set in that we're going down to 52,000. People will be able to handle it a little better, I guess, you know? Attempting to double bottom here now. See how I'm using the smaller time frames to give me the probabilities? I'm not using my mind, my thoughts. Look, now you got another bullish div, but the bullish divs will just only give you just, you know. So now, look, the bullish div has to break you back above 68,841. I mean, 60,841. Forgive me. Look, there we go, man. And there's the drop, baby. Nasty drop to the downside. And the 1 minute stochastics were high. We're still kind of forming a bit of a bullish div here, but it's just not, and look, there's your M pattern. Now people are going to panic sell. Now we're going to trigger all the liquidations here. Here come the panic sellers, right? I just bought some Bitcoin. I got to buy red days. So I have no choice but to buy a red day. I didn't buy a lot, right? I'm not going to go buy 10 grand, 7 grand. I'm always going to chip away over time. They continue to print money. We're going to make it through this no matter what. But it's... Now we need the smaller time frames. 5 minute, 30 second. Because we're going to see if the 30 second... you just lost some key support. I believe this white line... What is that white line? Oh, that white line's this key. The falling wedge line, right? Slight bullish div there, but it's really not strong enough either. And wow, look at that. And look, we saw that shoulder, head, right shoulder to the downside. Even if that's the only trade you made today. And then bang, it went right here to 60,320. It's like the exact target of the head and shoulder pattern. I don't let me see the head and shoulder break the neckline like that. That's an anomaly, but it is what it is. All right. Bloodbath for Bitcoin. Since last night when the long couldn't handle the move. And then we were gone. Amazing. Even last night I was looking too, like, look, there was a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder there. We ended up going above it. And look, look. Shoulder, head, right shoulder right there. You see that? A head and shoulder. I'm telling you right now, these patterns are glaringly obvious once you start to use them. And bang to the downside, right? So it is what it is, man. The facts are here. Slaughtery is at hand, okay? Price action is getting blasted for sure. Is there any strong coins out there? You know, even AERO taking a beat down, right? And I could see AERO making a bigger move down too, based on this 8 hour back to its 200 SMA. Look, the 8 hour, it lost its 2 hour and it didn't have a lot. Go to the 4 hour. And everyone's like, don't panic sell, don't panic sell. But I don't think people see this as like, I see something bigger here. And it's so hard to go against the entire market. Like, nobody wants me to say this stuff. You know what I mean? I want to tell everyone that the bull market goes on forever and just keep jumping on in and we're all going to make boatloads of money. But I got to be honest with you all. It's just not the facts. It's just not the facts at all. Okay? So I guess my Coinbase is broken. Everyone's telling me because I can't sell anything but Bitcoin. Like, I wanted to sell AERO, but it won't even, like, look. It won't load any of this stuff for me for whatever reason. Now, I didn't pay Coinbase One. Is that why? Do I have to pay Coinbase One? Are they just showing me what advanced is like? Or can I actually use this? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I thought I was going to be able to like sell AERO drone here yesterday. Could not. So I don't know what's happening. But if anyone else can use this in you know, or is it me? I don't know what's going on. They want to force me into fees, right? Shout out to our channel sponsor, I Trust Capital. The long-term player ends up winning no matter what happens in these crazy markets. And this is how you can get yourself ready for retirement. I Trust Capital, where you could buy and sell cryptocurrency tax-free up until you are 59 years old, where you can get out and start to take money out of that IRA. So jump in today. It's better than the ETF. You can buy these low prices. If this was on the weekend, the ETF wouldn't give you those low prices, right? You'd be gapping like a future. So this is the key, I Trust Capital. Shout out to I Trust Capital. We thank you and we appreciate your constant support. Also, did you get your taxes done? Decrypted.tax is my #1 place for crypto taxes. 25% off the standard pricing for full service tax preparations and get a free consultation. You can even get an extension done or figure it out. If you're, you know, whatever's going on, I highly suggest you jump on into Decrypted.tax. Even get ready for next year so you can hold yourself down and be accountable, right? Yeah, I see a major dump here for Bitcoin. Let me start getting rid of this, because if you're new to the channel, you look at this and be like, what is going on, right? But I'm a mad scientist figuring out where Bitcoin's going, right? We found that symmetrical. We knew symmetricals mainly break to the downside. It did, okay? Who is that? Oh. What up, Charlemagne? So this falling wedge needs to break back above the zone. So here's the deal. The only way we could save the day here, right, is a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder back to the upside, right? Bang. See if this thing can make a move here. Oversold on the stochastics RSI. All right. This has to come back up. Now you have heavy resistance at 60,600 for Bitcoin. If you can't get back above 60,600, expect more downside too as well. Period. All right. You keep making another area of contention for BTC. Another area that you can't get back above. I know how we can break out of this. I see it all the time. So I know how Bitcoin breaks out. I watch it every single day of my life for thousands of days on end. You know what I mean? We're going to have to somehow make an inverted head and shoulder here and get back above its 200. I would not touch Bitcoin for a long. All right? I would stay on my short basically until we get back above there. Then I would close the short if we get a definitive open, couple candles open above that 200 SMA. Or I'd be taking profits already. It's up to you, though. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, okay? Nice little bounce for Bitcoin off the low, though, right? Back to the upside. Okay, time is 11:37. Unbelievable. I do want to show you a few coins that I've been researching despite what's happening. And I also want to keep you safe. I like this place called Hacker Tools. I would like you to put your addresses in here, base honeypot checker. All right. And whenever you're not your addresses, but if you ever find a coin, like say you find Brett here, let's talk about it. Someone says, hey, this is the new hottest coin on base. So you get Brett on base. All right. But you're not sure if it's some type of scam. Look, Brett, a lot of these coins aren't dumping too bad compared to BTC, which is okay. You know. So you go here to Hacker Tools, and I don't know this company at all. I just want to make that clear. This is not a plug. I'm just telling you what I think is helpful. And you want to run that contract. You can find the liquidity. You can want to see if you can buy. You want to see if you can sell. You want to see if you can transfer. All this is super important, or you shouldn't be getting into the coin. Another good place is Token Sniffer. Okay? Token Sniffer. That is just for base. Token Sniffer will cover like Ethereum and some other chains too as well. And Token Sniffer, you can also paste an address in here. It may not work for base. See, I don't think it's going to work. Oh, it did. It did work for base Brett. Give it a 50-50 score. Token sellable, not a honeypot. Verified contract source. Creator wallet contains less than 5% of the circulating supply. You should know this if there's adequate current liquidity, adequate initial liquidity, and at least 95% of liquidity is burned or locked for at least 15 days. All right. You should know how to do this before you buy any of these little nonsense coins. You should at least be running the address through those to find out if it's okay. All right. Chance that we start to get some type of reversal here. But again, if the Stokes will come up, they'll curve again. You won't be able to get back above the high. It's just a negated move. Like, it just says, nah, you know. Then what we look for is more bearish patterns. So, like, this could end up being a bear flag, you see? The bear flag breaks to the downside. Rising wedges continue to dump. Now I have my next target at 59,400, okay? This is how you kind of can figure out what's happening to price action, all right? Now, would you panic sell altcoins? I would take profits out of certain positions because why watch the market just dump in your face? In my humble opinion, right? But you do whatever makes you happy. I mean, everyone tells you to diamond hand to the end of time. I don't know, man. I like to buy things. I like to have things. I like to live in, nice homes. I like to have a Cadillac Escalade. Like, I don't like to stare at my funds forever. You know what I mean? So, again, this could be a shakeout. I did buy some RWA coins the last few days. I did add to my portfolio. But from when I look at this now, I don't know. I got to be honest with you. Unless the 8 hour can recover that 200, it doesn't look like we're likely going to the love boat right now. You know what I mean? Like, we got to be brutally honest with ourselves every time we look at this market and stop playing a game. Look at this. I told you this for days on end, that once you saw this fall, you were going to get a drop. Once it was down here, now we have 19 minutes. This candle is going to definitively close below the 8 hour time, below the 200 SMA. Yeah, there's a chance that there's a chance that we get held down. I'll look at the 10 hour. I never looked at the 10 hour before. I'm just going to add the 10 hour. How do you add? This is another cool thing to do. But I can never see the bottom of this channel unless I pull this out of the actual area here for whatever reason. What is it? Oh, add a custom interval. Something was going on there. And so I want the 10 hour, right? If you want to see, there's a chance, and then once the 10 hours here, you got to click on a star here and star it so you can see it. Otherwise, it won't show up. Yeah, so you lost. I mean, it's just so bearish. It's ridiculous. And the 6 hour just wants to take you down the tubes. And the descending triangle did its thing, exactly like it was supposed to. Descendings, man, they love to take you downtown, bro. And then I have a falling wedge that wants to break out. When falling wedges lose their line, they lose their line fast, right? And so that's just... So I got my next measured move. And then if we get to 54, why don't we get dragged down to all the way to 52, to the high volume node, to the next support line? So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a massive dump today all the way back down, possibly to 54. This could happen today or tomorrow. It could take a couple days. Then, then everyone's going to, we buy 52 for sure. Maybe. The bulls have to show me some type of confluence first. I can't just blindly buy markets just because everyone says we have to. That's not the case for me. I got a family. I got a wife and kids. You know what I mean? It was cool to diamond hand when I was all by myself in a one-bedroom apartment, but it's not so cool anymore. You know what I mean? So, and again, it's hard to take profits, right? People bug out. But again, you know what happens too is drops are slow. They take a few days. First you get a drop, then you get another one, and everyone keeps saying, that's the end of the dip. That's the end of the dip. But they don't even know how to read technical analysis. So they have no idea what they're talking about. You know what I mean? They have no idea what they're talking about. I'm just saying, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. Only the charts do. Wow, Coinbase is grimy, huh? So grimy. I can't believe that. Yeah, just they're not allowing me to use the better feature, and so they're trying to run me. They're trying to run me, man. You know, a divergence would stop this. I don't see it. Now, when will this end? The last time we had a nasty drop here below the 200 SMA on the 6 hour, and we went like this. We eventually got some type of divergence, but not even too. It wasn't that great. We hit a support zone. We did stop in the middle. I mean, anything is possible. I'm open-minded. I really am. Like, I would love this to just reverse back up. Could this be the shoulder, head, and right shoulder? Just smaller time frames aren't allowing that to be obviously possible, right? AERO drone headed down. The whole market's selling off, man. The whole market is selling off. Everyone, it's okay to sell here. Watch it dump down and buy, or watch it come back up and get back in here and miss out on 30 to 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone tells you that you have to diamond hand everything. I don't understand. I think that's so they can just take retail down the tubes, man. Honestly, like, look, I see a head and shoulder pattern here. There's a shoulder. That's kind of a head. That's a shoulder. That's a head and shoulder. That can get worse for sure. Everyone be like, if I hold no AERO, I would start to buy the red day, right? I would take a little bit. Okay. We'll get back into BTC here on the Binance chart. It's nasty, man. It's nasty. Symmetrical triangle dip. They brought it back up, got rejected, dumped it again. You see? And that's why we're back on that 1 minute time frame. And now you gotta you're attempting some type of double bottom here. But because the divergences don't play out, I see more downside to 58K here. This looks like you're about to rock, and you'll rock. This will be a fast liquidation. This is going to be a nasty one right here as it comes down. I mean, I can see it. It's about to drop on us all the way down to 58,000. Who followed a bunch of YouTubers that told them a bunch of nonsense, and you're super happy that you at least found me today. Just dropped in to say hello. Shout out to you, my friend. Who thinks I'm overly bearish? And honestly, I'm not bearish or bullish. It's not me. I'm just showing you the charts. Right? Me. Yeah. Where's everybody from here on the live? We got a lot of people. Just tell me where you're from. I'll start. Boston. The chat, the computer can't even handle the chat rate. It's out of control. It's insane. Can you explain how to identify the moment where it stops dumping? Isn't that amazing that he asked me that? He's like, how do you know exactly when it stops? It's like, shout out to Ohio, Indonesia, Austria, Portugal, Florida, Poland, London, Illinois, Arizona, Austria, NBX, Amsterdam, Cuba, Australia. Thanks to the info, I sold my alts for stables. I've been waiting for 58 to buy back. Vancouver, Canada, Portugal, India, Nashville, Wisconsin, Phoenix, Philippines, Mumbai, India. I mean, we got people from all around the world here on this channel. And shout out to the fan funding. Let's take a look at the fan funding too as well. If it'll even work, man. This thing is bogged down right now. I may have to refresh it. Refresh the page, man. Go back to the live chat. Did I just lose the chat? The chat just got blank. The chat rate's out of control, so the chat exploded. We exploded the chat today. Look, not enough. We exploded the chat. Jamie, ever since I flushed my DNS, I started getting this. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Somewhat halfway through the stream. Okay. This is insane. I'm happy to bearish. I'm short from Darlington. Yeah. So look, now that the stochastics get high again, and you continue to bleed, what you likely do is each time you bleed, so you'll dump, you'll attempt to get to the 200. You'll dump, you'll attempt to get to 200. You'll dump, and so this likely will attempt to get to the 200. Okay? This is what you'll see happen. Like the 200, you'll attempt to get it, and then if you hit it again, then you'll dump again. Okay? Until you can break above the 200 and show me some type of reversal pattern. Then we can start to get a move back to the upside, right? That's how this would play out. Now, there's a lot of coins I'm not panic selling. I want to make that very clear. So a lot of, like I got Chainlink, I got Atom. There's a lot of things I got staking. I'm not touching them, right? And I know it can get worse. And I put what I'm willing to lose, and I'm either, but there's other things that I was swing trading with some money that I don't want to lose, period. Okay? And so that's another thing that I want to discuss and talk about, right? I would not sell my Bitcoin. No. Rowaton is beautiful. Thank you for saying that. I heard it's absolutely lovely. Are there any strong coins out there today? Is there any opportunity? There's a chance we slow down here. This is a large divergence. That swing down and this swing up. This is a larger set of divergence. See it? The chance that we've bottomed here on the day. There is a chance we have now found the daily bottom. Okay? A chance. All right? We're slowing down a little bit. Lifer, I'm just stuck. If I sell, I got to pay capital gains. Trying to weigh out the difference in taxes versus the 10K drop on Bitcoin. Yeah, break time for crypto. Sui and Near seem strong at the moment. We'll take a look and find the strong projects, right? So look, you have a resistance for Bitcoin right now at 60,500, the 500s. You break back above it, you get to the 200. You break over the 200, there's a chance we can, this could be considered a drunken, inverted head and shoulder. It's likely to break back to the 200 now. That's what happens. You slump. Look, you slump, you hit the 200. You slump, you come to the 200. You might come close to it. You're going to make an attempt at it. Whether you hit it or not is the question, but you're going to make an attempt up to the 200 now. That's what happened. That's the succession. I'm showing you how price action works. This is what happens. Okay? Understand these key concepts and you'll be okay. Look, everyone else is bugging out. We're calmly seeing where could be possibly the daily bottom. All right? Nice and easy. We're back above 60,005. We just broke above a resistance for the first time. That's key. Every other time, we just kept losing the resistance. Small wins create bigger gains. Okay? Little by little. All right? Middle East war wildcard now. Yeah, you never know. I don't know, man. There goes my grocery money. Oddly enough, LTC and JTO holding strong. So it's going to keep going down or going up. I've been here since 20K. If it dips to 52, that's not a problem for me. Shout out to Dreamland Slumbers. We love you and we appreciate you. Okay. I didn't say you guys are crazy. Yeah, we could tell who's new crypto fever. Injective seems relatively strong. Google is running quantum computing, Bitcoin mining. More fear-induced, the more pump it be. Hey, man, I'll give you that. But I see, that's what everyone keeps repeating, these like holder statements. Like it's going to do this, it's going to do that. But like I see it. I mean, this looks now. See, now that we didn't get to the 200, now that we rejected by the 50, and I see a bear flag, right? And so I took the length of the base. This is kind of your next bang, right? Swing that upside down. Like we would trade this the other way a lot. There's kind of a head and shoulder there. Could we, that's kind of a head and shoulder-y. That's kind of double bottom-y, right? And there's bearish div there. That usually is your drop back to usually you dump back down to the 200. So it looks like we could get a save. You see how I flipped the chart upside down to see what's happening in price action? Super important. Where's my SHIB army at? We're here, baby. We're here. We love you, man. Quantum computing, Bitcoin mining. Tell you know nothing about tech without telling me you know nothing. Yo, Jamie, man, you got to keep your comedy skit off the show, man. I'm going to laugh myself off the mic. I love you, man. Oh, man, you got to love that humor, though. Buying more AERO at 135. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm up huge. I was thinking, key area there is 58,005, right? Thanks, Sam. Feels good selling this time around. It's okay to sell, everyone, and take some profits. It's okay. You can always buy. You can wait for the market to stabilize and get in at a better price. Or even if you find maybe you have to buy a little higher, but you'll be able to sleep at night, man. Everybody damages their mind, their emotions going after this insane market. All right. Let's take a look at CAS BTC. So look at CASPA beating up on Bitcoin right now. A little bit, right? It's pumping against Bitcoin on the daily. On the 1 hour, it has a nice little move. Looks like it's so people are selling Bitcoin off, but not CASPA, is what you're pointing out to me in the trading group. But let's take a look. Let's look at our daily. I mean, CASPA's been dumping way before Bitcoin, and it's hugging the 786 and the 200 SMA, and it's very oversold. It's in a different place than Bitcoin. However, it lost its 8-hour 200 SMA, right? Which means it's coming for the 10-hour, and it lost it, and then the 22. Wow, it loses the daily, then it's going to go to the 3-day. So if Bitcoin collapses, CASPA is going to take a moon, and you're going to see CASPA somewhere down here at 5 cents. I don't think you guys realize how bad this can get. I think you guys all want to believe that there's no way it can happen. If you're not open-minded to this happening, you're not ready for this market. You're just not. Okay? I'm going to sell one Bitcoin and crash the market. Prepare yourself. Ha, ha, ha. Right? There's a chance we're stabilizing here. We'll know in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Bitcoin's either going to hold this shoulder head and make a right shoulder and break out, or it's going to lose this level, bearishly retest, and then we're going to get that move probably down to $58,000. Okay? It's going to be pretty fast. Looks like Duo is holding strong. Zero AI just had a Times Square ad. Who cares, man? Gala, I mean, I'm sorry, it's rude, but it's like Gala holding on hard. I mean, are some things attempting to decouple from Bitcoin? 60,000 still holding, which is the daily support, right? Let's look at Coinbase here. Now, you just broke daily support. So if this candle closes below daily support, your next stop is here. A little bit of chop right there. A little bit of chop right there, right? I mean, you could say, like, there's some choppiness around that could, but for the most part, and then I'm all about, high volume nodes and gaps in the VRVPs. And I just don't see how 52K doesn't come now. It all looks like it's happening. The daily lost to 50. The daily's about to contend with the 100. When is the last time the daily lost to 50, 200 SMA, the 50 MA, right? Ask yourself right here. We had a massive dump back down in a major correction. Right here, we were at a massive dump in a major correction. Right here, we had a minimal correction. Okay, but they were printing money out of the Yazoo and handing people funds like that. Where I don't know. So here we are again with the loss of the 50. And now we're contesting with the 80. When's the last time we even touched the 80 in a bull run? Never. Look at this. Never. Right there when we dumped. Here. Never touched the 80. Right there when we were in the slump. So only when we almost dipped and there. So could we be in a little bit of a pullback? There's a chance, but they do say sell in April and go away. So I just think it's likely we're going to come test this 200 SMA on the daily. If we lose that, we're going to start a bear market. And it could be a black swan event. Everyone's like, how is he saying this with the halving? I'm just open-minded. I have no idea what's going to happen. Everyone else is telling you that they know where Bitcoin goes. And they know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know. I truly firmly believe that they'll print money to zero. And I don't see how Bitcoin's not going to win in the next 10 years. But that doesn't mean a pullback down to 47, 48,000. And honestly, that would be healthy for this market. We have been pumping for too long. We should have come down here, pumped, came up. Come down here, pumped, came up. It should have been a nice movement. This is unsustainable. That's why we got too far away from the see, that's what the 21 tells you when things are just when you're getting overheated. When you gap away for the 21, it's telling you I am too over. I can't do this. I can't keep gapping away from the 21-day average. I just can't. No chart can do it. Eventually, you're going to get bearish divergence, and you're going to start coming down to the downside. Another thing I want to teach you about bearish divergence. Everyone will teach you that it has to be up one and down one. No. Price action swings up. Price action swings up. They both go to the upside. However, if you were to continue to drop this way and this that way, what would happen? They would intersect, would they not? Divergence means the two lines will divide each other. Diverge. They div. The word divide is in the word divergence. So this tells me if this keeps going and that keeps going, and so whenever you see the two lines not parallel, that is a divergence. When it's slightly different, right? It depends on if it's A, B, C, or D divergence. All right, understood? So I like Casper where it's at. But if Bitcoin, you have to remember, I might do a bunch of videos and a bunch of stuff. Excuse myself there. It happens. I might do a video on a bunch of different coins and ideas here. But the second I start showing you that Bitcoin is bearish, that's when I firmly believe, you got to start throwing out, it's like, oh yeah, that setup he liked was good until, and that's why I always say to my students, Bitcoin has to play ball here. Okay? There's a chance this is our daily low. We don't have enough people to liquidate. And they're just playing games here. And there's a chance we bounce from here, get back above that 8 hour. And tomorrow I'm like, wow, guys, what an amazing day. I can't believe what just happened. Do we get a bounce? Do we get a nice bounce all the way back? Is this the perfect time to buy? That's why I DCA. Okay? That's why I dollar cost average, because you don't know. And that's why you don't risk what you're willing to lose, because you don't know. You get it now, and that's it. So if you're freaking out, if your whole life is like, what's going to happen here? You're likely overexposed to the market. If you're overexposed to the market, you're going to be sick inside. It's going to cause you pain. It's not going to be that much fun. All right? So just remember these key ideas, concepts, and use them to your advantage day in and day out. Okay? This is kind of a shoulder ahead, and I don't know. It's just so whack. This is chop now. This is chop price action. But it's better than what we had before. So look, that goes all the way up to 61,358. There's your kind of cup and handle. I mean, it's almost like a diamond, right? Because this has diamond vibes. Let me take a look. I'm on the 30-second chart, mind you. It's kind of got some diamond feels to it, right? But it's not, usually you go in the diamond, you'll come out the diamond. It's just this up and down movement here is a little weird. But to me, it does resemble a reversal diamond. And could we get a reversal here? I would have said all this if the 8 hour wasn't below that 200. But because the 8 hour lost that 200, I just flipped to a real bear, man. A nasty bear. And I don't like being a bear. That's what's sad. See, before I could lie to myself and I could be bullish no matter what. But now I know what the charts are telling me, and I just got to listen to the charts. I see more downside for Bitcoin, everybody. I would not long unless you got above it. Literally, I wouldn't long unless we see 61.8 broken again. I wouldn't consider a serious long until I see us get above 61.8. Okay? Right now, I see more downside to 58,000 for Bitcoin. Remember, BOOKMAP, link in the description of BOOKMAP, shows us where the liquidity is. Look at all that red liquidity below us at 59. Look at all this liquidity down here to 54, 55,000. So I see more downside. Bang, bang, bang. All right. I think I love crypto because it's always exciting. If I'm up a lot or down a little, it's always exciting. I never have more than I could afford. The money I have in the market would just be sitting. Yeah. Bro, tell us about the future of altcoins in 2024. I'm holding 3 coins. I might have made a mistake, but I've been trading this way for years. Hey, man, as long as you stick to what you're doing, it's okay. All right. Let's take a look at the fan funding and see what's happening today on this beautiful live stream, 12 o'clock. So a coin that I like, 2 coins that I want to talk about today. I didn't get a chance to jump in with the Bitcoin extremities here. Craziness going on. Extremities. But RGAME. See, I found this coin yesterday. RGAME, 800,000. Tiny market cap. Not even a billion. And again, could be super high risk, right? But what made it sense to me was it was a highly tailored platform offering diverse range of gaming modes aimed at creating the largest blockchain-based racing ecosystem. A platform prioritizes interoperability, ensuring seamless integration across different blockchain networks with integrated user-generated content support and advanced AI designs. Explore the vast landscape, beautiful maps, and dangerous advantages. Participate in top-class tournaments with a multi-vehicle system and virtual garage to be a virtual automotive trade. RGAME revolutionizes the gaming landscape as a completely decentralized protocol, delivering a top-tier AAA blockchain gaming journey to its players. Stakers don't just invest, they influence. They hold the power to mold the game's facets, becoming architects of the project's destiny. They reap the rewards with constant yields and their share in the gaming profits. Now, it's very small. It could go to zero. I would have to watch it first. I'd like to see it get into the $2 to $3 million market cap range in a way first, right? But it's just something that came across my radar that looked interesting. That if it wasn't the game, and I don't know the project, I don't know the team, I don't own any of this. I'm just being literally curious. All right, you don't see that anywhere, so no one believes that. They think you're always facetious if you just bring up any coin. But I looked it up yesterday, and it really kind of caught my radar as something that was pretty interesting. All right, now they talk a good game. Are they going to be able to pull it off? We don't know. Only time will tell. All right, my next coin is a very, very small coin. In the RWA space, the EMRLD company. This has a $5 million market cap. Way more substantial than 800, right? Again, getting pulled down today, but I like it, right? The team is doxed. The team is hardworking. The token's locked for a year. Do you see how bullish that is? Very bullish, right? 40% of the self-circulating supply. It's got an Ethereum address, which is okay. It's on MEXC, though, at EMRLD. This coin, I don't own any of this coin either, but fractional RWA ownership combined with advanced AI and blockchain protocols, creating the first secure RWA luxury marketplace. The EMRLD company project is a first mover in the space, giving users revenue share opportunities from several sources such as profits from EMRLD mines, wholesale, retail, and more. And look at Bitcoin, 59,000 like I showed you, and we're headed down to $58,000, my friends. We are headed down to 58,000 and down to 52K. And we could go to 42. This could get worse. I kept warning everybody that this did not look good. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bearish news, but there you go. The short is in the money from this morning. You are in massive gains at this point. Okay. Let me take a look at the fan funding. Rave Song Records. Little is more impressive inspiration than watching someone in the throes of action. Driven by purpose. Oblivious to all but their aim. Today is your name all over it. Shout out to Rave Song Records. We love you. God bless you. Oli Banana. We love you. Bitcoin, huge head and shoulders on the daily. Bang. We lost 200 MA on the 8 hour right after May 2020 halving in June. Check it out. All bad, but might want what we are doing now. Fake out. Hope you're having a blast. Appreciate level-headed streams. That is all. Wish everyone in the Lifer community a wonderful day. Thank you. Just dropped to say hello. Shout out to you. And thanks, Sam. Feels good selling this time around. Too late to move the stables or to hold. You got to ask yourself that question. Okay. A little bit of bullish divergence still continue. The divergence will still try to kick in. But again, look for us to get back above this yellow line. 60,800 would be a key level. Everyone, I'll keep you guys privy to what's happening in the midst of this dip. I love you all. I'm going to jump on out of here. It's 12:08. I wish I could stay here all day. I know you guys want me to stay here all day and not go anywhere. But I got us through most of this dip today. And if you're in my trading group, you're going to be in constant contact with me, and I'm going to hold you down. So I love you all. I appreciate you. And the alts aren't tanking as bad. I'll let me see if that's true here, because I own a huge alt portfolio. So let's take a look. I mean, it's pretty bad. But, you know, Wild is still holding pretty nicely. Naka, Mexi token, Gala ain't bad, right? You're still seeing some holding, but, you know, now things that I bought a long time ago are lower, though, right? Like Myria and SEI and just, you know what I mean? So only time will tell here, but there is a bit of a slaughtering going on for sure, man. And it looks like it could definitely get worse. So just be careful, everybody. Just be careful. Now is the worst time to sell your altcoin. See, that's what everyone's going to keep telling you because that's what they believe. It depends on who you are, and where your life is. Don't listen to anyone else but your own life. You may, just that's all I got to say, man. There's people who are freaking out, so they're going to tell you, why would you sell your altcoins? Maybe because you're in massive profit and you don't want to lose all the gains you made. You know what I mean? So just be careful out here, everybody. Look, Bitcoin's getting a nice reversal from 59.7. I mean, 59 is a beautiful buy, right? I mean, anywhere in the lower than 60 now is a steal. But look, what will happen is you'll get back above, you won't break the high, and the stochastics will curve again. You need this 30-second to break this 200 SMA and get back above 60,000, we'll call it 60,800. All right. And it all is playing out like it's supposed to. I mean, this is what's supposed to happen. It is what it is. Can 60K hold is the question. We'll be back for more later on today or tonight if we have to. I do see more liquidity to the downside too as well for Bitcoin. All right. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. Thanks for your support and guidance anytime. Anytime. If you have to take a walk, everybody. It is what it is. All right. I love you all. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for the viewership. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the comments, the likes, and everybody out here that's getting the knowledge. I appreciate it more than you would ever know. I'll see you tomorrow. Blessings on blessings. Stay strong. Keep working out. Make yourself the best you can, no matter what. Take a walk on the beach, like my buddy said. Amen. I love you all. Thank you so much for your viewership. My gratitude is my attitude every day of the week. And I'll see you on the next live stream.